Salute and welcome back to Unknown Soldier Radio. And I'm Dog Tags. Yeah. 100 eyes for an eye, 100 teeth for a tooth. The motto of planet Earth's most moronic species. I mean, what does it take? You tell me. Drop down in the comments below and let me know what you think. What does it take to satiate an appetite for power, wealth, for fame, and in this case, for war? And how in the hell did we get here? The following commentary is from Scott Ritter, a U.S. Marine, a former intelligence officer, and he also worked with the United Nations Special Commission, better known as UNSCOM. And he's going to tell you exactly how we got here. Fair use.
They would just lose the war against Hezbollah even quicker. So if they know that Iran might retaliate, they know that it might lead to a escalation that requires Israel to fight a major conflict with Hezbollah, but they didn't have sufficient forces for that. So they had to pull these units out and move them up there. Now, if the situation happens where there isn't a major war, that Iran retaliates, but Israel says, okay, we accept this retaliation. Maybe we only hit a place here and they keep it, escalation under control. You don't get a major war that doesn't erupt a major conflict with Hezbollah. Then these units can be brought back and used against Rafah if necessary. So that's what's going on. But the fact is, we see the coalition falling apart because let me put it this way. In the history of U.S.-Israeli relations, especially the modern history, since Camp David, no American president has been elected on a platform that opposes Israel. And no Israeli prime minister has stayed in power on a platform that opposes the United States. We have a situation here where Joe Biden has made it clear, because Joe Biden's worried about his election. If Israel goes into Rafah, that's it. Joe Biden will never win the election. It'll be all over. Biden knows this. So now he is saying, in order for me to even be viable in November, I have to oppose Israel. It's unprecedented. Oppose. And this means that there will be consequences for Israeli action. Benjamin Netanyahu's sitting there saying, I got to stay in power. The moment I stop being in power, I leave, they're going to arrest me and charge me with corruption and put me in jail. And then they're going to do a trial and put me on trial for what happened on October 7th. And the whole world may come after me. My only way of being viable is to remain as prime minister. But in order to remain prime minister, I have to keep this ruling coalition together of right-wing fanatics, including the guy you just mentioned, whose name I would butcher if I tried to say. Ben-Gvir, I think you said it was.
Ben-Gvir.
Yeah, I'm not very good with names, so you got to forgive me. There's a great meme. I don't know. I spent a long time mispronouncing Bab el-Mandeb and fumbled it. And somebody, a very clever person, did a great meme that mocked me for it, and I appreciated it. But I'm linguistically challenged at times. So, but anyways, this coalition's an unsustainable coalition. So. Netanyahu is in a damned if you do, damned if you don't position right now. If he goes against Rafah, he's going to lose American help, and that's going to destroy him because the Israelis will sweep him out of power. The moment the United States cuts off military aid to Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu will be thrown out of power by Israelis who know they can't survive without American aid. So he's playing a game where he's just trying to play each other off. But the moment he kowtows to American pressure, the coalition will collapse and he'll be swept from power. So what sustains him? A larger war with Iran and Hezbollah. That allows him to avoid the Rafah issue, and it compels America to continue to provide weaponry. This is a very dangerous situation that we're in because we've allowed one man, Benjamin Netanyahu, to put his personal survivability politically and, to be honest, physically, because if he goes to jail, he's going to die in jail. He's not a man in good health. And he's going to sacrifice everything, including Israel, for this. I wish the Israelis would wake up and understand what this man is doing to them. I hope America is waking up and coming to that sense I think the world is starting to come to that sense. The most evil man in the world today is named Benjamin Netanyahu. He's the greatest threat to international peace and security that has ever existed in modern times, because he is, again, I just want to reemphasize to people, a conflict between Israel and Iran isn't just a conflict between Israel and Iran. It becomes a regional conflict that'll bring in an energy capacity, energy security capacity, and overall economic thing. The Iranians will shut down the Strait of Hormuz, which means none of you are getting oil. The Bab el-Mandeb will also be shut down. None of you are going to get any container ships. If you attack Iran's oil infrastructure, Iran will destroy all oil infrastructure. So nobody's going to get oil. And now we're all sitting here in America, thinking life's great, $3.46 a gallon. It's a little high, but, we can do it. We've adjusted to that. But what happens when it becomes $12 a gallon because the price of oil has gone crazy? What happens when there's no diesel? And all those trucks that drive the food around America go, well, we can't drive anymore. We don't have any diesel. And if they can't drive the food, that means going to, Hannaford or Price Chopper or Safeway to go grocery shopping. You're going to go and the shelves are going to be empty because there ain't going to be nothing there. Go to Walmart. There's always something at Walmart. No, there won't be anything at Walmart because the trucks ain't arriving. And suddenly your life sucks. Suddenly you're hungry. You don't have the things that make life livable. Your salary isn't going to go up. It's going to be all blown on this. You're going to see people unable to pay their mortgages, a collapse in the housing industry. I mean, we're talking the end of the economic world as we know it. So for all those idiots out there that are cheering this on, all you pro-Israeli people, it's time for Israel to take out Iran. Shut up. And for all you people out there who are anti-Israel, it's time for the Iranians to pound Israel. Shut up. You're messing with my life. You're messing with the life of my family, my friends, my community. The world does not need a war between Israel and Iran. It's the worst thing that could possibly happen at this point in time. So quit cheering for it and quit supporting Benjamin Netanyahu. That man's holding the whole world hostage for his little personal, he's 76 years old. He's in bad health. He's going to die soon anyways. Get him the hell out of office. Give him a pardon. Give him a damn pardon. Just say, Benjamin, you're pardoned. Go die. But get the hell out of here so we don't die. The reason why Obama went and did the JCPOA, the Iran nuclear deal, is that he had gotten boxed into a rhetorical corner. Because he bought into the Israeli rhetoric. No, one spinning centrifuge is a problem. It's a nuclear program. If Iran doesn't give up its nuclear program, we'll have no choice but to, get rid of it ourselves. And Iran went, we're not getting rid of it. And the Israelis were like, see, it's a bad threat. It's a bad threat. You guys got to be ready. Don't worry, Israel, we're with you. Iran, you need to give up. We're not giving it up. And next thing you know, Obama's sitting there going, damn, we only have one option now. And that's to do what the Israelis want us to do, is attack Iran. But we can't do that. So they did the deal. They did the deal that a year prior to that, nobody was talking about. Nobody thought it could happen. They did the deal. Why? We're not going to go to war against Iran for Israel. That just is never going to happen. Never going to happen. I'll say it one more time just to make the emphasis. The United States of America will never go to war against Iran on behalf of Israel. We're not going to let the Israelis have that kind of control over not only our future, but the world's future. I just explained to you the consequences of regional conflict. We're not going to commit suicide, economic suicide on behalf of Israel, especially by starting a war that can be avoided. So Netanyahu and the entire Israeli military leadership, they know they can't go to war against Iran unless the United States is part of it. Now, watch what happens. They're going to initiate something, and we're going to stand by as Iran pounds the living stuff out of, I've watched my language there, the living hell out of Israel. We're not going to do a damn thing about it because this is Israel's problem. This is Israel's fault. There doesn't need to be a conflict. Iran didn't start this. Israel did. And we will never go to war against Iran on behalf of Israel because the consequences of that conflict are too big. And we will advise everybody to stay the hell out of this fight. We'll advise the Saudis to stay out. Everybody will stay out of this fight, and Israel will pay the price. And it's high time that Israel learn the hard lesson that they're just a tiny little insignificant country in the Middle East with a history tied to a Bible that's deeply flawed. I mean, we only have to start talking about, the lineage of Moses and how Israeli scholars through the years manufactured it to explain the transition from the Levites to something the high priest and it's just made up crap, most of it. I'm not trying to be anti-religion, but even the religious people say, yeah, this stuff's just made up. Somebody just made this stuff up. And a lot of Israel's claim to the Holy Land is based upon manufactured biblical reality. We're going to let those people destroy all of our lives? Not on your life. Not on your life. It isn't going to happen.
What is your message to Iran in this moment?
Don't.
Are American personnel and assets at risk?
Salute!
Get to the chopper!
From dog tags.
But I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.